Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Today, we conclude the John Wick quadrilogy with John Wick Chapter 4, released on March 24th, 2023, written by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch, based on characters created by Derek Kolstad, and directed by Chad Stahelski. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And for me, we reached the peak of the franchise.
I think so.
The peak of the franchise right here.
I think it's kind of undeniable, honestly. Is it not? Is this not just heralded as the best one of them all?
It was generally heralded as the best. There are still those who will say either the first or second is the best, which I can get with to a degree. I think that the first one, like when it comes to the bare bones essence of the story, it's hard to deny that the first one isn't the best story. It's complete.
Okay.
It didn't have to have a second movie. It was just like, but I think that this, more so than either the second or third, in terms of story, wraps up John Wick's arc in a way that those two simply didn't have the ability to accomplish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this just opened up, the world opened up more and more each installment. I didn't know how it could get bigger. The scope, it didn't necessarily get bigger, but like we just visited more places. We were in Japan,
Germany, France.
Yeah, just all around, which is really cool, really nice. I love, that was a thing I said every movie. I'm like, oh, thank God we had to go here. I said that a lot during this one movie.
Thank God we had to go to Italy. Thank God we had to go to Casablanca. Thank God we had to go to Japan. Thank God we had to go to Paris. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
To make such a epic action movie, like genuinely one of the grandest action movies ever made. We're talking about 2 hours and 50 minutes of masturbatory action.
They're
Just
showing
being like,
off.
Look at how fucking good we can do this
they're
shit.
Showing off. Like it's
And to do that in a globe-trotting adventure where we like start in the desert sands of North Africa and then we head to New York thereafter, then we're in Japan, and then from Japan we go to wherever Kane is. I don't know what university that is, and England probably. It seems like I don't know, but regardless, New York, England, Germany, France, Africa, Japan. We're just like globe-trotting this entire movie, and it is so fucking fun. This was a movie theater experience that I was so very happy to have. It was my first Keanu in theaters, my first Wick in theaters, and it was a resounding success for me. I adore this one, and it's a beautiful, far and away the most beautiful to look at from the franchise. Not even close.
It was. Oh yeah, it was. This one was crisp, and another thing that it seemed like they were showing off on as well. A lot of helicopter shots. That you just had to be in a helicopter for some of it. There's a sequence. I don't know if I can go with any other shot just because of how impressive it is. I know there's cuts. Maybe. There might not be, which would make it undeniably the best shot of the movie. It's the kind of taxi driver
the greatest action sequence you've ever seen in your fucking life.
Dragon breath, shotgun. What the fuck? What is that one shot? Is that one continuous? No cuts.
No cuts. That is a perfectly choreographed crane shot of an action sequence, and that is far and away the best shot of the movie.
No. I thought for sure. I'm like, okay, they'll cut, they'll reset.
Well, and they do cut, and then they do when they do cut, they bring it down to ground level. They show you, and then they return to it. And then they go back into the oneer.
So they planned the whole.
Yeah. That choreography is that well thought out. That is what's going on there.
Yeah, I have other things in the shot box for just because I thought they looked pretty, but I don't think I can go with anything else in good conscience because Oh my god, I don't know. It was I kind of my jaw was just on the floor. I was like,
Hmm.
"What?" I'm like, "What am like holy shit." Like for one, are these people literally catching on fire? Like how do they do this? How what is this? What is it visual effect? What is happening when a dragon
That I
breath
couldn't tell
round
you.
is fired? Like I don't even know where to begin with that. Like like obviously there's some fire on like their face or something and stuff that's visual, but like there's some real fire that's happening there. Like kind of
Hmm.
I'd say undoubtedly. But yeah, I mean it's kind of the whole movie like this. There's sequences that you're just like, well, we've gotten this before in the first three movies, so how can they make it different? And they do it every time. Like
Oh yeah.
it's every single time. The freaking reinforcement dudes that show up.
Hmm.
Is this the first time that we've like seen like close up like their masks and everything? I don't know. Did they always have these masks, or are these like specific to Japan? Like are these the reinforcements in Japan? They have kind of like a different mask, or do they all have the same
I'm not
outfit?
sure. That's a
Because I
good
feel like
question. I
in
thought I thought John Wick 3 featured some pretty specific masks, and I didn't notice the difference.
I
Um,
felt like they were helmets, like kind of like stereotypical American military looking helmets in three, and then here it was like a I don't know what it reminded me of in 300. There's like a an army that the Persians hire. It literally looked exactly like that mask. The unkillable, the un something. They all wear this mask, and that's what it
hmm.
reminded me of. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just really cool. Their outfits. But when they show up, and then it's just like, okay, yep, no, 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 no. We gotta go. We gotta go back. This is the odds have changed. But no, like just the whole movie, they are one upping everything they've done before every time, and it's with honestly, I mean, I like one story, but it's simple, and that's what makes it good. It is kind of simple. It's a man that is driven beyond anything
Hmm.
because of a dog and his wife that he lost. Very reasonable. We get it. This has so many more moving parts and is so good and is I wouldn't say the easiest to track. Like I was a little lost. The only thing I was lost on was his parentage or like his Russian when OSHA popped up and
OSHA,
yeah,
my boo.
Pietro, is that no, that didn't feel right. His dad Peter
Belarus, but close.
there's a P name in there. Her dad that died. The guy that
Oh,
got
okay.
killed
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
he killed the elder. What's his?
Peter.
Okay, yeah, there.
Peter.
Peter and Klaus. I
Yeah.
love me some Klaus.
I am
Um,
Klaus.
it has to be a Hodor reference, right? Like there's
I'm certain it's a Hodor homage. Yes, it's very clear that the John Wick creators and the casting director loves Game of Thrones. I mean, the amount of crossover we've gotten over the course of these movies, and this is the one I want to apologize for John Wick 3, where I mislabeled the Elder as being played by the gentleman who plays him in this movie. It was a different guy. In this one, the Elder is played by George Georgiou. I mean, this obviously the movies also feature Ian McShane in a pretty major role. We got the woman who plays Osha in this movie, Natalia Tena. I mean, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper with every movie with every movie. It's just
I was gonna say
full to the brim.
I wouldn't be surprised if even the previous Elder was in Game of Thrones as well in some little role, but no, I'm not seeing it. Sadly,
Yeah,
that would have been
obviously
really
Alfie
funny.
Allen.
Um, mhm,
Alfie Allen in the first one, obviously
yep,
a pretty major one as well. So, like,
there you
I
go.
gotta guess that I am Klaus was a reference to Hodor.
Oh, Braun. Did you say Braun?
No, I did not. Jerome Flynn
Yeah.
and Parabellum.
Um,
Yep, that's another one.
Braun.
It's just so many. So I gotta guess that I am Klaus was definitely a reference to Hodor.
And he could have stopped there, right? Whenever he knocked John out. He said it twice, and that was already enough. But then, whenever they arrive at whatever building, I don't know.
Big boy.
Yeah. I don't know what building this is. Just club.
Club.
Club. Whenever we get to the club.
Yeah, it's a club.
That's how he, like, leaves. That's how he's like, all right, you know, I've done my job, I'll see you later. But instead of saying that, he goes, I am Klaus, and leaves. So, like, that is all that guy says, you know. He is a Hodor. So, I mean, like, it had to have been a Game of Thrones reference to me. And they were all in on the yes.
I am John.
He tried to respond to him. Yeah, like, John.
That's what prompts the second I am Klaus.
Yeah, like,
you know, like he's
and
like,
he gets hit first.
No,
he's like, what? John. Like, and then just, what a confusing way to get knocked out.
Just a wonderful little sequence. Now, and this is far and away the most particular performance Keanu Reeves is putting on in these movies. It's so slow and tired and just done, which is 100% a character choice. That's not Keanu Reeves deciding he's gonna phone it in. That's
been through hell.
John Wick being like, you know what? I might be ready to die.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, die or retire. I don't give a fuck. This is a win-win for me. I'm trying to save you, Winston.
He's like,
you know?
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna take the fucking table with me. That's like his plan. He's like, I'm gonna take the elder down. He goes, he shoots the elder in the head. That's how we start the fucking movie. And I don't think there's any... Oh, actually, that's not how we start the movie. The opening is so fucking cold with the Bowery King entering and being like...
oh, yeah. He who walks before me! Or, you know, just...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We need to get that monologue up, because that is incredible.
That's one of my favorites. I love Lawrence Fishburne.
You're standing in front of... the king, and like you don't know if it's referring to him.
Bow
John.
To the motherfucking king. Like that whole thing was so cold. I am the way into the city of woe. I am the way into eternal pain. I am the way to go among the lost. Justice caused by my high architect to move, divine omnipotence created me, the highest wisdom and the primal love. Before me there were no created things, but those that last forever. As do I. Abandon all hope, you who enter here, for you stand in the presence of the motherfucking king. I'm like, okay. Like, when I remember watching this in theaters and being like, this is about to be the coolest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Man.
And he lights that unreasonably designed fire, and he's just like, are you ready, John? He pulls out a suit, and John looks at him, he goes, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, let's fucking get it,
dude,
bro.
a theater experience would take this to a whole nother level. Oh my God. I am very jealous of that. But I don't know, even at home, I was fucking ready. I'm like, that's how we're opening? You know, this is... Before me, there were no created things. What? Excuse me, you know? What are you on? I want whatever this dude... I want his brain. I just want to have a conversation with the Bowery King.
Bro is constantly cooking. Bro is just always on. I love Lawrence Fishburne,
like,
dude.
we need a book of just Bowery Queen or Bowery King quotes. That's a tongue. Say that 5 times fast. Bowery King quotes.
King quotes. Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
that's
wish he could have been a little bit
now
bigger.
in the presence of the motherfucking king.
And I don't know, New York, even Marquis, you know, is like, we've let New York just run for too long. You guys are fucking crazy, dog. And so that's not really the rest of the world.
The table has indulged this fucking place, for far too long. Yeah, I love it. I like Bill Skarsgård a lot in this movie. He's very good. Very reserved, but like an obvious evil.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I love it. I adore that performance. Definitely one of my favorites of the movie.
Yeah, I got him. He's up there. I have 1, 2, 3. 3 people I have up there for performance, and he was one of them. Yeah, he was. I that family. I don't know what the fuck. Like, what the is this? Like, are they all related? Are they like what? Like, how many of them are there? Or am I just? Does this look too familiar? What is? Are there multiple Skarsgårds?
The Skarsgårds?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's Stellan's son.
So Stellan's the dad, and
Stellan's the dad. Bill is brothers with the one that's in the North, Alex. Alex Skarsgård, who's in the Northman, and so other things. I mean, like that's the most recent thing, and for some reason, the only thing coming to mind right now. And I think there's another. I think there's a third Skarsgård brother who is
Bill.
famous. I think Stellan has like 7 sons or 7 kids or something like that. But only 3 of them are like huge actors.
Okay, but they
only
all
3.
They all stem from Stellan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Stellan is the father, which you got some good acting genes if your father is Stellan Skarsgård. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so yeah, Alexander and Bill, I guess are the 2 known brothers. And that makes for some reason I thought there was another straggler Skarsgård out there, but no. Okay, now I got the family tree down, but no, I don't know, just what a talented family. I don't know. I guess maybe Stellan just gave his kids lessons while they were growing up, or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Gustav Skarsgård, another actor. He was in Oppenheimer. He plays
way.
Hans Beta, and he's in Westworld in some capacity.
Okay, so not like nothing. That's pretty
certainly
2
not.
very highly acclaimed things. So okay, I mean maybe it is off name alone. That name probably carries a lot of power in Hollywood. But
I remember
I'd say
talking
he's-
to my dad about the show Vikings. Plays a character named Floki in that. It's my dad's favorite character in the show Vikings.
Hey.
He's like, I fucking love that guy. So yeah, it's
okay.
every time I see a Skarsgård name, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. There's
No
another.
way.
You know,
They just keep popping them out. You know,
yeah, Stellan's got good acting genes apparently, but yeah, no, Bill's performance in this one is very, very interesting. Like very, very contained and laid back, and just sort of self-possessed in a way that's really interesting. I love the kind of motive of the Marquis in this. It's fascinating to think about why he'd be doing this. I'm fascinated by that prospect. Like, is he a member of the table, or is he is he outside the table?
It seemed that the table they gave him more power to do this. They were like, hey, all 12 of us, we're signing this shit. Go for it. Like,
right.
And his goal was to kill the idea of John Wick. Not just kill John Wick, I think like the horse stable.
Anybody who thinks they can do this shit again, know that you can't. That's his goal.
And
that's
Tom Clancy, is that his name? I think so.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown,
Tom Clancy
not
was
Tom.
an author. Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Okay, I knew that sounded a little bit wrong. Clancy Brown. Sorry, the harbinger. Why is that word always
Harbinger?
Harbinger. And
Clancy Brown.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, he's the bloodshed in Osaka was not necessary, and he's like, no, the bloodshed was the point, and that's when and
the bloodshed was the point.
Yeah,
I also like the French accent that Skarsgård's doing, because it's not like, I mean, I don't know, it's a very good French accent, but it's also very obvious that he's not French, which is also part of the like kind of endearment of that sort of accent he's doing.
Yeah.
It's not caricature-y, but it's just unique enough to be obvious that he's not actually French. And
I get what you're saying. No, it just works. It works.
It's
for
kind
the
of
movie.
like, I mean, like it's kind of like Andrew Garfield in The Amazing Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, you're amalgamating all sorts of New York accents, but you don't really sound like you're from New
don't
York,
really
but you might as
exist.
well be.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
You
just
don't really exist.
The
but
bloodshed in Osaka was the point. You know,
yeah,
like that
whenever
whole thing he's doing.
he stabs the tracker in the hand, or no, even before that, whenever he walks up, that's maybe one of my favorite scenes is that the knife. But when he's walking up, and who are you? Who are you? The tracker says,
"Who are you?"
Nobody, and he's like, by reviewing that, we review our entire personality. He's like, I don't know, something
by
like
being glib. Like he's like glibness is not something to be admired. No, but
God.
actually, what's funny about this is the guy who wrote the first 3 John Wick movies, Derek Kolstad, wrote a movie called Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman, where he's the action hero. I don't know if you've heard of that movie.
Oh, in the bus,
Fun.
and he just like beats.
Yes,
he's like
yes,
a dad
yes,
that's like
mm-hmm.
unsuspecting, and he just fucking wails.
Very,
on people.
very similar. Like Derek Kolstad has a thing.
Huh. Okay.
Guy's been retired. He gets called to action. He fucking tears shit up. That's kind of what he does.
Okay.
So Bob, it makes me wonder, and that's what he calls himself. Is like, who are you? I'm nobody. So it makes me wonder if like they're trying to do a like, is this a like they're
in the
the
next
same
guy
universe sort of thing, like the Nobody universe, or the Wick universe also features the Nobodies, because that's what.
I guess I haven't actually seen the movie. I just know of it, so I don't know if
there's nothing more than nothing in Nobody indicates that they are in John Wick. It's this referring to this guy as I'm Nobody, and then them all calling him Mr. Nobody. He never actually gets a name. He's just Nobody. That's what his name is.
Okay.
That's what he's credited as.
I see.
Even. It's kind of like, I wonder if they're if that's what they're doing here. Yeah, Shamir Anderson. They've changed his credit. It used to be Nobody. Now it's Tracker.
Yeah. Because it used in IMDb, it used to be Nobody.
It used to be Nobody, a long time ago.
Then I see that. I see that then. Okay, because I just always saw it as Tracker, or was it or just?
I'm pretty sure it even used to be Mr. Nobody, like the way that he addresses him.
That's pretty cool. That's
the way that Skarsgård. He's like Mr. Nobody, like on the phone. He's like Mr. Nobody. It's a good. I like that character too, the Tracker. I think he's a fun addition to the franchise. This definitely has the most exciting and interesting supporting cast of any of the movies. It obviously gets the most time to flesh that out.
True.
But even so, we're talking an exponential growth in the supporting cast. We introduced Hiroyuki Sanada. We introduced Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård. This Tracker gentleman played by Shamir Anderson, Rina Sawayama playing Akira.
This one's hard. This one's incredibly hard to pick a character. I have and a performance. I don't know. I have Shimazu as one of my characters. I have the Tracker, and I have Kane. All 3 of them were just so cool to me, and I don't know which one is cooler. A father, teaching his daughter a lesson by dying at the end, and being so confident in his fathering abilities that, I am taking care of that. What a badass way to go out. Have that and everything before too, which he's badass for. The Tracker, super cool. I love to know more about him. This is why I would
shrouded in mystery.
Oh my
that's
god,
a very
this
cool
is
character.
This is why I'm cool if there's no next movie, if there's no John Wick 5, but at least give me these characters in some capacity somewhere. If John Wick is dead and that is the character done, I'm good. Good. He brought as many down as he could with him, and he can only really live in death, like the Elder told him at the beginning, which I kind of think is true.
There's only way for you to be free. Yeah.
And but yeah, the Tracker, really, really cool, really mysterious. His notebook that he has, it started at 15 million at the bottom. So I guess that's
working up to, what was it, 50 million?
I think,
was that his highest?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something like that, 48 or it was something close. I think it might have been 52. Maybe that's it. But to get like I don't know, he had like a house that it seemed that he wanted, that was like a cabin maybe. But yeah, that's pretty cool. When was John Wick's bounty at 15 million? Was that off rip? I feel like it was lower. I feel like it didn't 15 million, it like took a little bit to get up there.
Yeah, no, it started at 7 million
Okay.
at the end of the second movie. We end John Wick 3 with it at 14 million.
So it's in somewhere in between 3 and 4 that the tracker, I guess, his obsession on this bounty would start, because isn't 15 million the very, very bottom of his list? That's what I'm assuming is why they put that on the bottom. I don't know. Or maybe it's the first one he crossed off. Maybe it's just the first one he wrote down.
Because it reaches, I'm pretty sure the first increase in this movie is to 16. Now, I don't know if they skipped 14 to 16, and he just kind of like, I don't know what the process was there, but like, progressively getting up to like 40, and then like by his demand.
Yeah, he's the one putting the bounty on. Like, is he the one increasing it every time? Because like,
no, he found himself in the position with the power to increase it in that moment. So he was like, "You're gonna pay me $40 million if I do this," and then Bill Skarsgård increases the bounty to 40 million.
It seems that sometimes, like he spots him, and him spotting him alone and telling them where the location is, sometimes the bounty is increased just right then and there. Like, it's just done. Or maybe it is at specific points that they keep increasing it. But it seems that it kind of just keeps going up and up and up, and it's at the tips that the tracker is probably giving the table, like letting them know where John Wick is. And yeah, I didn't know if like he's doing that, saying
it might be because he's located him that they're increasing it, but I don't think it's because he's increasing it that they're increasing it. Like,
he's not asking,
I think that
like, hey, increase the bounty 2 million. It's like,
no,
he's on the run.
It's like,
he got
I know where he is.
Kill.
The table hears where he is and goes, okay, now that we know where he is, here's another 2 million. Like, if you can kill him here, 16 million. If you can kill him here, 22.
I guess he does kill all those like reinforcements at Osaka, and the what's the like Spanish group from? Where are they from? They're like, are they Spanish? They're with
they're
Marquis?
with the Marquis.
So they're French.
With the Marquis.
That's French. I don't know why it seemed...
No. Chidi is Spanish.
Oh, okay. So they're just they're global.
A worldly group. Yeah, like
okay. So they're just with okay.
I think they're an additional organization that rides with the table that works under the Marquis. Now, I don't know if that means they're under the Marquis. Like, I don't know if the Marquis sits at the table and that's like his...
Yeah. There's still so much mystery, which is still so cool. Like, this world they've built is just incredible. And I don't know, do you... Like, there are confirmed spinoffs that are coming from this, or everything's still kind of in air?
There are confirmed spinoffs. Obviously, the Continental series, which didn't have anything to do with Chad Stahelski or Keanu Reeves, or Ian McShane recently did an interview where he was like, yeah, that's bullshit. He was like he was mad about it. He was like, that show shouldn't exist, is kind of how he looked at it.
Dang. Okay.
But there was also the Ballerina coming out soon. I believe that's confirmed. Like, that's filmed. That's coming out this year. That's starring Ana de Armas, and I'm pretty sure it takes place, I believe, between 3 and 4, which would be the time where you have these questions about when the bounty increased and how, like, that's because I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves is confirmed to have like a cameo in it. Like, he's not going to be in it, but he appears in it. Let me double check that for you real quick, because I'm pretty sure that's happening this year. I remember it being like a part of the slate for like 2024's blockbusters. It got pushed back. It's in 2025 now.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's in post-production. But yeah, I mean, like, apparently, I'm looking at the cast now. Holy fuck. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, Norman Reedus, Angelica Houston,
Lance Reddick?
all returning. Yeah, I mean, like, it's in post-production. It was filmed a while ago.
Oh, I thought I guess I thought I remembered you saying that he passed away during or right after 4 was released, so I guess he could have.
Yeah, he died the, like, weekend before John Wick 4 came out.
Man.
This was his final role. That's the only piece of trivia on this movie right now.
Okay.
Or one of them.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it takes place between John Wick 3 and 4.
Oh, thank God.
And the gentleman.
We have one more. Whew, okay, I
Yes.
really thought this was the last time we'd see him.
Yeah, so we've got one more Sharon.
Okay.
And I mean, like, Sharon went out like a motherfucking G. I know it wasn't expected, but, like, when Winston's like, you don't have to come in here with me. Like, I can't tell you enough how much, like, the timing of his death was just kind of terrible.
Yeah, cause...
for a lot of reasons. But, like, when I went and saw this in theaters, it was like, oh God, okay, let's see. And then he's killed within the first, like, 15 minutes of the movie, and that's gutting. And then they do a lot to mourn him during the movie, and it just fucking tore me to pieces when I was in the theater, dude. Like, that shit fucked me up. When they're standing at his grave and they're talking about how he was a good friend and how he was a great man and all this, like, dude, that fucked me up real bad.
Even the dog.
But
the dog was there too that liked him, right? Like, didn't he show up? And but then he kind of like, huh? He chirped up and his head chirped up, and I'm like, oh, he's back? I'm like, he's not actually dead? And then I think John shows up maybe.
It's John walking
and
up.
I'm like, oh, I was like, I had a little glimpse of hope. I'm like,
the performance that I've never seen someone get shot more convincingly. Whenever he gets shot and his eyes bulge practically out of his head. Boom. And he's like, I know, he looks at Winston and then collapses. Like, bro, that was fucking incredible. So I loved Lance Reddick, and it was sad that he got killed so quick at the beginning of this movie. But up until, I believe I might have even still gone with "Such is life" as my quote, or as my line of the movie. Yeah, and that was wife. That was why. Because whenever they're walking into that meeting and Winston's like, he was faced with death. Can you imagine such confidence and to say such is life? He's like, and then he goes, you don't have to come in here with me. And he's like, such is life, sir. Right before he dies, right before he faces his own death. And just like that whole thing.
Damn it.
Very, very good. But then later on, whenever Winston volunteers as John second and Bill Skarsgård tells him, you know, you realize that if John dies, you die. And he goes, such is life. You know, I was like, that's fucking hard. I was like, that was so pimp. So it's just like, I loved Such is Life in this movie. And if it wasn't that, it was going to be a different quote, but I already gave that quote to my coolest kill. And Such is Life.
Coolest kill is kind of undeniable. I didn't even put it down because of I thought of it as a scene. You know,
consequences.
God damn! I mean, what? I'm thinking, how the hell are they going to end this movie? I'm like,
you arrogant asshole! He didn't shoot. Consequences. That was so fucking
and
cold.
So satisfying too. The wide shot that you get and just seeing him, you know, just fall straight back and just the pool of blood.
And the Harbinger being like, sounds good. You're free. Deuces, everybody. You know,
he kind of looked like he hated to be there in the first place. Before they got started, he kind of took a breath. He was like, "All right, let's get started." You know, he was kind of like, "All right, whatever." It's kind of, is that just what he does? Is this what he does? I feel like this is like an heightened. This is not normal for him.
No, it's a big deal. This is a big deal. But there is a certain. He clearly allies himself with the table. Like that is. There is nobody above the table. That's kind of like his whole thing, is that like he does unquestioningly what the table deems necessary. And whenever the Marquis is going off kind of like he's been given the authority by the table to do whatever he needs, it's only the Harbinger who's like, this is all kind of fucking ridiculous. You know, like
I see.
We're after John Wick. Kill John Wick. Like just do that. You've made this about something bigger. We want you to kill John Wick. You know, like, and it's kind of funny that that's like, that framing kind of puts it all on the Marquis as being responsible for the entire crusade, because the Harbinger's like, bro, you don't need to do all the shit you're doing. Stop that. Fucking kill John. Kill John. That's okay. That's enough.
That was his goal. No, but he was too obsessed with killing the idea, killing everything he touched first. You know, he's too occupied with other things. It's I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't think it will be my performance that I'll go with. No, I don't know. It might. I don't know. I have one more. I had Ian McShane thrown in there as Winston. He doesn't really do much, but man, I don't know why. Just every time he's on screen, maybe it's because he was Brother Ray, and it is just another Game of Thrones thing, and I'm just like, now I could see him. I don't know, just in something else, and he is just doing good. But like, especially whenever he meets with Marquis whenever he walks down that ungodly art collection that Marquis had, you know, like, and he says something like about how this is like the death of something. I don't know. He's while he's walking, he's like, holy fuck. Even he realizes like this art collection is a death of something. I don't know what Winston said, but that little interaction he had with Winston there, whenever he finally got to like clap back on him, he ends it with like, maybe one of us will have benefited from this conversation, as I think like the last line, and which is what Marquis told Winston after, you know, their whole first confrontation, after all that goes down. So, I don't know.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Man,
I love it.
Maybe he does deserve it. I don't know.
There's just a lot of really good line deliveries from a lot of different people in this movie. Obviously, I'm going to need a gun. That's one of my favorites. I absolutely adore that. There's
yeah.
I mean,
a lot
second chances are the refuge for men who fail. Like
that is
the
where we
Marquis got some
disagree.
bangers.
Yeah, that is where we disagree. Oh man, just I don't know. Maybe I will have to go with Bill Skarsgård actually, because he does just put on. I don't want to give him the character because I hate his character so much, but I think
There's some cold fucking lines, dude. Fools talk, cowards are silent, but wise men listen. That was
Shimazu there. Yes, yeah. I think you know what? I think I'll lock down Shimazu as my character because he was only on screen for like a little bit, but goddamn did he just! I mean, he encapsulated like everything I wanted out of him.
Yuki Sanada is such a good fucking actor, dude.
He's in Shogun. Does he lead Shogun?
He is the main character.
I need to
in
watch
Shogun.
that show.
Yeah.
I need to watch that show so bad. Like, I've only heard good things about it, and if he's the lead of it, I'd imagine everyone surrounding him is also very good and doing well too. So but this
I need to watch that real bad.
Man,
but yeah, I've loved Hiroyuki Sanada for a long time. I remember before I even knew that he was in John Wick 4, I tweeted something about how Michelle Yeoh and Hiroyuki Sanada needed to reunite in a John Wick movie. And then John Wick 4 came out, and Hiroyuki Sanada was in it, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" You know, I was like, "Oh bet."
Oh my god, yeah. She needs to be in here somehow. She needs to be in.
She'd be a perfect fit in the John Wick verse, dude. Because like, there's a role in The Matrix. Actually, I really just want a Keanu and Michelle Yeoh collaboration because they're my two favorites. I fucking love them. So there's a role in The Matrix. I don't know if you'll recall. I can't remember which role it is. For some reason, something's ringing a bell with someone at a restaurant, and she I can't remember, but she was supposed to play a role in The Matrix, but she was filming Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like, the role was actually
with Cypher, maybe,
for Michelle Yeoh. It was not Cypher.
Restaurant?
No, it was. I don't think it was the Oracle.
There was a French guy, maybe, or like in one restaurant, really nice, and then they walked out, and there was that big staircase room, circle staircase.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
maybe.
about. It's not that either. trying to remember what it was because it's pissing me off. But regardless, we'll move on. It's just that was going to eat at me. I'll figure it out later. But yeah, no, I mean, like, when it came to the choice for character or performance in this movie, Hiroyuki Sanada was a big factor. Fucking love him. But I ended up going with performance for Donnie Yen as Kane. Because the character Kane is cool, but the character Kane is cool because he's being played by Donnie Yen.
You're right. It's the things he does. It's not.
Yeah, like that is Donnie Yen. That character was made for Donnie Yen. I haven't looked into that. There were not auditions for Kane. That is 100% a role that was made for Donnie Yen.
All right, we've gotten to this point. You're of this ability. Here you go.
This is for you, Donnie. And obviously, I'd be willing to bet that if he was not willing, they would have gone another direction. But like, I have little doubt that role was designed specifically for Donnie Yen because he is so perfect in this movie. I fucking love him. I mean,
he was a character, a possibility for me. So I'm glad. He is getting a nod out of performance.
That's why I wanted to get, because I was like, the character himself is fucking awesome. But again, I think the reason he's fucking awesome is because he's played by Donnie Yen. The physicality, the wind up, the wind up punch he does. The cartoony fucking doesn't do anything but look cool.
He's so swift with his movements, and he doesn't like a lot of times he doesn't kill people. He just like kind of knocks them out for the
disarms
time.
them.
And he just kind of lets them be, and like just with his stick, like his walking stick, as he's blind and whatever. This was his main weapon, and like but in the kitchen, after all the ding dongs and everything, the last guy he knocks out by just like extending the stick straight into the dude's head, like, I don't know. I feel like he stabbed a dude with the stick at one point. He like pulled it out of someone. It's not like a sword. Like it's just like wood.
It's a cane.
Wow. Yeah, that's. Dude's cold. Yeah, I don't like.
Dude's dope.
Reading John's name, the first just
God,
4
that
letters.
reveal was so cool.
Oh,
just
my
Wick,
God.
and him being like, find someone else. Like I loved because it's fascinating to frame him as kind of he is the worthy adversary of the John Wick franchise. Like that is, they're not even. Like, they have almost the same fucking story. They just owe their lives to the table. That is, and the difference is that Kane is willing to do anything to protect his daughter who's still alive, while John is willing to die so he can be reunited with his wife, who is already dead. If he had a wife who was living, I'm sure that he'd be under the thumb of the table, too, if they hadn't let him go. That would be...
That's just how they get... That's just how they control everybody, no matter what. Like,
because this is the unfolding of the story that Halle Berry's character sets up last movie. Remember how she's like, I have a daughter who I can never see. Like, the reason I don't want to know where she is so that I don't endanger her. They decided, I don't know why they decided Halle Berry wasn't the move for the next movie, but I end up enjoying the choice. I love Donnie Yen. So,
wow. So that's the only way you can do. You can either do it at like that way and have them protected, but you can never see them, or they have to be in that life as well. Like they have. You either have to bring them in.
So that's
full
why
force.
Hiroyuki Sanada's concierge is his daughter.
My God, and that.
So they kind of represent this really interesting trinity of people who, like, when it comes to Hiroyuki Sanada's Shimazu, it almost seems like different than Winston. I feel like somehow Winston like started with the job he has. I don't feel like Winston worked his way up. I don't feel like he was like a killer and then became the manager of the Continental. I feel like he started as the manager of the Continental.
The Continental.
That might be the case, But But
Well,
it feels like Shimazu comes from the same life that Kane and John come from. He's just managed to get further within the ranks. So they kind of represent this really cool, honorable team that I really like, and that they all regard each other as friends. And Shimazu and Kane talk in that standoff before things hit the fan, where he's like, you used to know what it meant to be a brother. Was that kind of what he said?
yeah, like saying like, "Come on, you know not to defy the table," and he's like, "Really? Like that's all we are?" Like I remember a time where our work, things meant more than pacts, or things meant more than blood oaths or whatever they were talking about. And then he said, "Yeah, like have you forgotten about brotherhood?" That was the point, like that he brought up. And just I don't know, super like I don't know, the setting of that was awesome. That was one of my shots. It was right before they fight. They just pull back, wide shot of the pond that's in there and everything, the stairs, and their battlefield. That whole encounter was incredible. Was it a scene? It was it is a scene potential. I mean the end is there. I just didn't know if I wanted to go with the end. It's kind of too easy. But I had Shimazu versus Kane, and then the tracker makes a deal with Marquis whenever the tracker gets a knife in his hand, and he has to pull his hand out and not the knife. I thought that was freaking gnarly.
That was.
And then the handshake afterwards too. I hate Marquis, but like that was pretty badass. Deciding to like, that's a fucking. I mean, you're the asshole that made him do it. You have no harm coming towards you at all. But like, at least the handshake was pretty badass.
One of them shows me a man who is loyal to only himself. The other shows me a man who is loyal to the table.
Yeah, I don't feel bad going for him for performance, man.
He's really good.
Because man, it is that perfect, not French. Like, but French enough. Like, I don't know. You described it perfectly.
Because it's just not. There is a more extreme accent in there. Like he could go much harder. Like he could go much crazier with it. But it's very reserved. It's very soft, and like there are times where you can kind of forget he's French almost. Like, but it's
they are French. Skarsgård is they're just
they are Swedish.
I was gonna say they didn't seem like a French name.
No, the character.
I see what you're saying.
You forget the character is French. Is what I meant. But if he was French, he'd probably be doing a little bit more of an on the nose French accent. But I appreciate that it's kind of
Whenever I
appreciate that it's kind of aired out. It's just kind of it's almost Canadian French. But
it is strange. Yeah.
There are a lot of candidates for that performance, but ultimately when it came to character, I went Wick. I went John. It was a simple journey for him, but it felt like a fantastic way to conclude his story. I love the mission he's on. I love that there is a vagueness to it. Like whenever he talks to Shimazu upstairs at the roof of the Continental, and Shimazu's like, this can't stop, right? Like, the table won't stop. How do you think this is going to end? And John's like, I know how it's going to end. Like, he's like, I know exactly what's coming. I know exactly what has to happen, but I'm going to do everything I can along the way, And it was nice to see him after 2 movies, where in John Wick 2 and 3, where he was like in denial, basically, about what completing the mission for the movie meant. Every single time he was like, then it's over. Then it's over. There's this vagueness to what his motive is in this movie, and it's just to reach the end. He knows there's no other way out. He's like, this is it, But he's just going to do what he can along the way. And that promise he makes to Shimazu at the beginning of the movie, whenever Akira, the daughter, has been stabbed, and he grabs the sword and he's like, do me a favor. Kill as many of them as you can along the way. Like, that's what he does throughout the movie. He's just like, until the end of the line,
Yeah, you might as well. You might not take the table down, but you might as well try to, And I don't think he did. The table's still going to be functioning. Hardcore. marquee was taken down. Just a slight.
But the idea of John Wick continues, which is, to Marquis' point, the most important part. And it makes me think that with the little post-credit scene, there could be an interesting angle where Akira could take up that mantle and sort of the table gets her father killed. She obviously has a personal vendetta against Kane, but
Kane saying,
I imagine
I'll be waiting for you. You know, he just knows at some point
Very
she will
Kill
try.
Bill.
Oh yeah, perfect.
You remember? Yeah,
perfect,
yeah.
perfect. I was like, oh yeah, but then like to set up a future storyline. This is a part that is clear to me that they are wanting to do more with this part of the story. Saying like, you know, I am teaching my daughter. That was almost my line. Is like he's kind of like stumbling. You know, Kane is like, wow, you know, you're not taking care of your daughter or something like that, and he's like, I think he's wanting to say like I did, but then he like stopped himself and he's like, no, I am taking care of him. Like I think he thought it was over, but like through his death is going to take care, you know, teach her the lesson she needs to learn or whatever. And I thought, I don't know, just what a badass way to go out. So more, I'm just making sure, you know, because Keanu, it would feel right to put Keanu here for character. I'm glad you did go for him, so it doesn't make me feel as bad for picking Shimazu's character.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, Shimazu is like I almost wish it's crazy that you can have Hiroyuki Sanada and Keanu Reeves and Donnie Yen all in the same place, like some action movie legends. Like
Damn.
These dudes have been around the fucking block. Have them all in the same place at the same time, and it's like not even a third of the movie, like barely a third of the movie. It's not even like, that's not even the point of the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's just a cool part of it. And that's what's so ambitious about it. I love the balls this movie has. And I mean, like, we're talking a lot about Osaka and we're talking a lot about Skarsgård, but the stretch in the middle in Germany is fucking awesome. The club fight with the big boy.
Dude.
I can never remember his name.
Yeah,
the dude.
What is that dude's name?
But the card game, I love the card game. He's like three men walk into a bar. One who thinks he can buy his way out. One who thinks he can kill his way out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or did you already say? I think serve, kill, and buy. Yeah, tracker. Yeah. But is it really just German gangster? No way. They had to give him a name. There's Klaus Kadia. Club host? No way. Oh no. I don't know. I'm not seeing him anywhere, even on the cast.
Well, he is in a fat suit.
Oh, so maybe that's why
he doesn't
I'm not
actually look
recognizing him?
quite like that.
Is it?
Trying to.
It's Killa. Wow, it is Killa.
Yep, Scott Adkins.
Yeah, Scott Adkins as Killa. Wow, I actually thought, I had no idea that was a fat suit, but I was actually wondering, I'm like, how can this dude move like that? I am like, this guy is so athletic. Like, what a unit this guy would be on the NFL field.
Yeah. No, just awesome fight, awesome death, gnarly death. The way he lands after he falls over that edge there. But that whole sequence, that fight through the club, the fight through like the waterfalls and stuff, like that's so fucking cool. The way he he cuts his neck with a card at the beginning. Oh. Yeah, dude, that shit's so
and
cool.
then
so
throws
cool.
it to just like cut it like another dude in the background. Like he's just deadly with anything. And Donnie Yen having to pull out a pencil too at one point to show he's an equal. You know, there's no question. If anything, Donnie Yen's kind of got if he wasn't blind, dude, this dude would be overpowered. Like he would, I don't think he would stand a chance. Like I think
I think there is a tiny blade that pops out of his cane. Isn't there a part whenever at the end, after they've made it up the stairs, John Wick sticks out his hand and he stabs him through his right hand so that he has a tougher time shooting him?
Is that right? He does give him a little
stab.
I think, is it with his cane or is it just one sword that he grabbed off like a guy that was on
It
the
might
whole
be.
stairs.
I think you're right. I can't remember, but regardless,
the stairs.
that was cool. The stairs. Yeah, I told you. You know when it happened.
When we got there, right, when I just saw them, I was like, oh no. No way it's like from the top, right? I'm like, but it has to be. I'm like, no way it can be, but I'm like, it has to be. And he just kept going and kept going. And then like he stopped. And I'm like, oh, we didn't reach the bottom.
The guy comes down.
We didn't reach the... Let's go. No. Here we go again. And I'm... How are those padded steps? Are they just padded up themselves? What is...
A little bit of padding and some really talented stunt work.
They like...
that's...
Is that a one shot, or is they like going down a flight at a time and then like resetting, or like is that
I couldn't tell you there. I know they did this. I know they shot this. I don't know how they shot it. I'm assuming it's pretty authentically like they just did this all one go.
Because like there's something like a Tom Cruise driving off a cliff and then parachuting off a dirt bike. That's crazy. That's insane. Normal people don't do that. Like Tom Cruise just doesn't do this though, because it just hurts. Like that's just pain. Even if you're padded up, it's gonna hurt after you're done. Yeah. Like you're gonna hurt for a while. Like that's just a different kind of stunt that I feel like that is why the Oscars need a stunts category. Like that deserves recognition. That deserves an award. You know what I'm saying? Like, that deserves some sort of, you know what? You fucking earned this. You know, because I'll tell you what, they don't get paid particularly well. No.
Certainly not as well as actors. They put a lot more on the line than a lot of people in the movie industry.
They could die. Like, in some cases, literally. Damn. Just the grunt force workers of Hollywood, man. Yeah, I don't know, but I appreciate
Well, because, like, there's a cut at the beginning of the movie. It's during the paralleling fights between, like, the fight in the lobby between Shimazu and Kane and the Marquis forces, and then them making it all the way upstairs, and then Kane and John fight, and like just all that at Osaka, all the middle of that. There's a part whenever John throws a dude down an escalator, and he like, there's a behind the scenes footage of that guy just doing that. A guy jumping down the stairs and flipping down an escalator. And so I remember that was how I was introduced to the idea of the stairs. Because someone was like, you would think this is the most insane stair stunt in the movie, but I promise you it's not. No.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you just got to do it. There's no way to fake that, you know?
And there are people who, like, they train people to fall like that without getting hurt as bad as they possibly could. Like, the way that guy tumbles, he tumbles head over foot, and he kind of takes a small leap off his feet, and he keeps doing it, you know? Like, it's a really clean somersault motion he's doing. But, I mean, like, it's still gonna hurt really fucking bad, but he's preventing himself from breaking bones. Like, that is, they do things like that, that's the insane part of the job, is like, you're gonna get hurt, but we're gonna do our best.
Risk. There is risk. Exactly. There is safety concern, no matter what. It's just how much of it are you going to take away with you after you're done? Like, that's a different kind of respect for that. Like, a greater kind of respect for that stunt work, honestly. Like, I love the big flashy things that like, big actors do sometimes, and it's them, but this stuff is honestly more impressive to me. So... But yeah, when I got to the stairs, man, that was pretty funny. And then
you text me, you said 222.
Yeah, they had to mention it too. They had to in the movie. They're like, "We'll give you everything. Anything that makes the movie cooler, we will do." And I think maybe that was the whole mindset while making the movie, is like, how can we make this even cooler? Let's do that.
I mean, we've got a fucking radio station who is giving coded, like, it's just a radio station. It's giving coded messages to assassins the whole time. Like, that is what that radio station does.
And
it's
a
not
perfect time for another needle drop, another song. Let's load in another song and give another montage to you. Yes, please. Paint it black. Oh, it's not regular. Paint it black. It's French.
It's
Okay.
the French paint it black.
Fuck yeah. I don't care.
No, I loved it. I loved it.
Oh,
And
my God, yeah. You
a
are
voice
now
like
listening
fucking
to...
butter there. I fucking loved her.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I mean, everyone had it on for a reason.
The wicked man is still running around the streets. You know, that whole thing. I absolutely loved that detail. And like, I love that the Bowery King has the capability to travel the world. They don't really indicate that he has that kind of power, but bro's just like, I'll pull up to France. I don't mind. You know,
He was in Paris. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. He just...
Bro's, and what's cool too is that it's like, it's still like his territory. It's still the sewers and shit. That like
he
that's
got
where
there.
he
He
rolls.
didn't go above ground to get there.
No.
He didn't take a plane. No, he took the subway the whole way there somehow.
Bro, there is something in the John Wick universe that allows the Bowery King to travel the world without ever seeing the surface. I mean, like, we do see him come to the surface. For what was cool was that, like, this movie confirmed what you were curious about last movie, that Winston and the Bowery King do have a relationship. The Bowery King's one of the only people, if not the only other person, to show up to Sharon's funeral.
Yeah, and the Continental's funeral too. It was like kind of, but like at first I'm like, oh, they're having a funeral for the Continental. And I'm like, oh wait, no, this is like, this is not the Continental's funeral. I was like, God damn it! And
but Bowery King calling out Winston, he's like, yeah, what the fuck was that, man? You know, you didn't have to shoot him. And he's like, you know I did. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, it was you know, the table, they had all the cards. He's like, yeah, but who had the gun? You know, that was one of my favorite little interactions. But my favorite scene does come after the "I'm going to need a gun" line delivery from Keanu, where they are riding in the boat underground, where Winston is discussing the graves and what to put on a grave. How do you sum up a life in one sentence? How do you sum up a life like that? And, you know, Bowery King goes, "Long live the king!" You know, like, he's like, I had mine made years ago, you know, that whole thing. But John being like, listening to the conversation, hearing Winston air it out, and then at the end just going, "A loving husband." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "That's what I want on mine. A loving husband."
God
and
damn it,
like,
John.
no, I mean, like, that's what's so cool about this movie, is that it feels like the true sequel to the first movie that we didn't really get from 2 and 3. And I love 2 and 3 for their own reasons, but emotionally, the completion of John's story, there's like nothing that comes close in the second or third movie to what this does. Specifically the third. The third feels just like a stop off to be like, let's have some fun. But the second one does a little bit. He loses his house and, you know, all that. But this was just so... This is the least he speaks in any of the movies.
Wow.
He says, I think he says less than 100 lines.
Very brief. Yeah, don't need a lot of words. A wise man listen, you know, the back to the Shimazu line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the last line he gives, you know, Helen, as he's about to die, dude. Like, you feel that, you know, the way he, and right before that, asking Winston, you know, like, Winston, will you take me home? And him walking down the stairs, not going with Winston because he's like, by that I mean I'm dying. Bury me at home beside my wife, you know?
Yeah.
And that shot of the Bowery King again and Winston standing at the graves of Helen and John. And like, you feel that, man. It's a good emotional ending to a pretty emotional franchise. You know,
all
like
right.
it hasn't been full of emotion.
I think it's time. Two questions.
You're gonna talk about
two, just two. One is kind
Dos
of
Vidania.
One is he dead? I'm much more on the side of yes. I want it to be yes. I want him to be dead and the character over. Perfect. Is a possibility that he's not. I faked his death so that he can live, but even with that, I don't know, because if he lives, he's going to continue his shit. He's not going to stop. The table still exists. I feel like he would just continue, and I don't really want him to do that. So I hope he's dead, but if they bring him back, is there any capacity in which it would be okay? Maybe if he becomes a Winston, if he stops the killing and tries to take it down from a different angle, is that possible? Is that even good? Would you want that?
Well, it would be interesting because he is officially free. He is no longer wanted by the table. Like, that is, winning that duel earned him his freedom. He does not have to do anything anymore for the table. Now, if he did come back, it would have to be, like, the thing is that the table, it's been displayed that you take one away, that person is replaced. If you take down all 12 heads of the table, I imagine 12 new heads of the table pop up. Like, he would have to commit just mass amounts of murder to end the table. So, like, it's kind
that's
of
why I'm saying it can't be done through killing. It has to be done through,
like,
an
ending,
idea,
like,
or like
rising
a revolution
to the elder, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he became the elder, that would be gnarly. No, I texted you this. The only way I'm okay with the John Wick 5 led by Keanu Reeves is if we get like is the Hellscape John Wick movie where because there's literally a question. Bowery King asks Winston, or Winston asks Bowery, I can't remember which way, where he goes, do you think he's in hell, or do you think he's in heaven? Like, they do enough to set up that idea, they do enough with spirituality and godliness and all this stuff to kind of play with the idea that one could make it to hell. I would love a Hellscape John Wick movie where they just went balls to the wall, fuck it, and we're like, let's make a movie where he is killing everybody he's faced in hell, and like, maybe he gets down there and they're like, he meets someone who's been his homie, like he meets Shimazu, like maybe Shimazu's down in hell, and maybe he's like, where are our friends, like where's Sharon? He's like, he's in heaven. Like that would be heavy. I would like, there's all sorts of stuff that, like, Helen wouldn't be in hell. Helen would be in heaven, so he's got to earn his way to heaven.
Yes,
he's got to find a way to get there.
It's by killing demons or getting rid of even more evil.
Fighting your way to heaven fighting your way to heaven by killing the devil. Like, he kills the god of the underworld.
It's not even he has to kill everyone he killed again that's in hell. No, he just has to kill the top dog. Sorry. You got to take down all of hell. Get
like,
there.
he's already gone to hell in a movie. Let's do, like, Constantine. Let's just get Constantine back in here, baby. Get Francis Lawrence on the phone. If Chad Stahelski doesn't want to do it, give Francis Lawrence Constantine 2, but in an unofficial way, and it's just John Wick 5.
Maybe it is the same universe. Maybe Constantine is
John Wick is a DC character.
Yeah. And John Wick is the prequel to Constantine, actually.
Yes.
And this is how he comes back to life after John Wick 5, younger. Anyway, now we're going down the web. But
anywho, that all that to say, I do not want him to be alive. If he is alive, I don't think there is a way to do it without it being money grabby, which I won't put it past the studio. That's very possible. Like, if there is a fifth one, I'll be seated. Like, that's, like, I'll be a sucker for it. I will go see it. I will, but like, I don't think there should be a fifth one. I think there should be John Wick spinoffs. The characters and the world they've created is so interesting that I would love. But it kind of begs the question that's kind of similar to the Mission Impossible franchise, where, like, there came a point at Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol with Jeremy Renner, where they were trying, like, for some reason in the early 2010s, they were like, Jeremy Renner, he's going to be the guy. They wanted Jeremy Renner to head the Mission Impossible franchise from there on out. But Christopher McQuarrie, the guy who ends up directing the next 5, 6, and 7, goes, no, there is not Mission Impossible without Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. That is who the Mission Impossible franchise is. So when it comes to a John Wick universe without Keanu Reeves, it does become a little shaky. Like, I don't know how interested in that I am. I don't, like, because the other thing is that there is a certain thing here where I don't think, like Chad Stahelski, I don't think he has to direct every John Wick movie either. But there's certainly a thing here where, like, he's created such a certain vibe for the John Wick movies that it will be interesting to see these movies done by anybody else.
Yeah, it's either going to be loved by if he isn't in it, it's either just going to be loved or people are just going to hate it because he's just that. I don't know. It could be good, but people won't like it. I don't know. It is dangerous to not have him in there. So like I
like
do
the
see
thing is that
studio-
if he comes back, you gotta you gotta take 100% seriousness in a very schlocky idea. Like, that is how, if you're going to do a fifth movie with Keanu Reeves, you got to do some really stupid shit, and you got to keep it very, like, you got to take it seriously. You got to be like, we found somebody to resurrect John Wick. You know, like, it can't be like John just faked his death. He went into hiding. That's all that happened. And that would probably be what they did. And I would be like, he didn't need to go into hiding, you know, like, he was free. He was out from under the table. He was good. So, like, that's the thing, is that, like, I find myself just kind of like, the only good option is if there is not another John Wick movie. That's really it.
Okay. On to, I guess that was I don't know, my least of the two questions. The one that I really am curious on, the one that I think maybe could get answered, is Winston. I guess a metaphorical father, I think, is kind of I think we can kind of just say that, like, throughout the relationship, kind of the father, not a father figure, but like a biological father, to John. That little goodbye was a little too authentic, and I don't know, maybe Ian McShane has it like that. But it at least makes it seem, I don't know, a lot of things hint towards him being his father as well. Just have fun out there. Who says that? Who says that to any? That is a dad to their son. Hey, just have fun.
That is a
out
dad
there.
thing. My guess is that after John was orphaned, Winston raised him. I don't think he's his biological father. I do think he could have raised John. I think that's a distinct possibility. And that idea doesn't make me like, the one thing that does make me kind of upset about that idea is that it's clear they wouldn't have come up with that idea until the fourth one.
That's true.
Like, they've got an interesting relationship through the first three movies, but
nothing really gives any father-son.
This is the only movie that has that sort of vibe, and I mean, like, it's completely backtracking on the end of the third one. I mean, like, if he is a father figure to him, it's like John would feel a lot more betrayal at the hands of Winston, and, you know, like, it's a dangerous line to toe. So, like, I kind of would be willing to bet that through John's years and years of experience and coming to the Continental and, you know, working out of there and coming back and having drinks at the bar at the Continental and being with the manager and being one of the most prized, you know, like, gold members, I think is what Akira calls it. Like, our gold members are concerned, which is a nice way to allude to the fact that we have a different clientele who is much more concerned about dying while they're here than the people who are on the first floor.
Wow. I don't know, in this world, it just kind of seems that, like, age, it's not really like, you're like Winston, you said, like, he might have just been in like that from the start, but like every concierge or every manager, well, not every concierge, but every manager is just kind of older. And, like, maybe it's just because, like, they're not as good at killing as they once were. So this is just what they, people that stay in the game and that don't die, that are good enough to live just through it, they become management. Like, I think there's no other way that you continue. Like, there's no out. Even if John's situation is true, he's out from the table, whatever. He can't step a foot in New York. Everyone still knows that's John Wick. Everyone in the world knows that that's John. I don't know. There's not some.
Yeah, I mean, like,
person.
given the scope of what we saw in John Wick 3, everyone knows who John Wick
is.
The
table is out from him, but he still had, the bounty's not there, so maybe no one's want to kill him anymore. But you're telling me there's not one person out in the world that's like, I want to be the one to kill John Wick.
Yeah, there's still that gunfighter idea where it's like, well, they say you're the best gun in the West. I'd like to be the guy who kills the best gun in the West.
That's
why
I
could
I
see
see a John Wick 5 in which he is truly trying to escape. Like, he truly wants to be done, but the world will not let him. Like,
the only way I want a John Wick 5 is if it's John Wick versus the Predator,
Fuck it. John Wick versus Michael Myers. John Wick versus, he's the only one who can actually kill Michael Myers or some stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid shit. Like, and no, I don't actually want that. But that's we're at a, no matter what, if they did a John Wick, it'd be stupid. So you might as well make it as stupid as possible. Like, that's kind of how I like. You want it. I want it to be. Because I love Keanu Reeves, and I love how serious he's taken this character, and I love how intense it's been. I would love if he had a fucking fun action movie. Because, I mean, like, these movies have been fun, don't get me wrong. Like, the third one specifically is a fun time. Just fun, gory, killing machine shit. It would be even more fun if Keanu Reeves did a dumb fucking action movie as John Wick. It's, because this character isn't sacred. I love John Wick, but it's not Indiana Jones. It's not... Even looking at Mission Impossible, it's not Ethan Hunt. Like, I like John Wick a lot, but there's just certain things about him that separate him from being that level of an icon, and I'm not equating Ethan Hunt to Indiana Jones strictly, but it's just there's something different about him where I feel like this character is afforded an opportunity that those characters aren't. I feel like you could have fun little side adventure movies with John Wick if you wanted. It could be you could have these cute, stupid little, like, they're never gonna do shit like this, but like John Wick in the Old West and John Wick and shit like that. Like, it's not feasible. It doesn't connect to what the first four movies would possibly do. But
I see what you're trying to say, though.
Like,
it's a different character than all the rest of them.
It doesn't fit into that pantheon.
Like,
it's not like a
Deadpool. It's not Deadpool in the way that there's clear fourth wall breaks, but they kind of have their own fourth wall breaks that they do in John Wick. That's
actually a great. He is closer to a comic book character than he is. Like, he's closer to a serial sort of like 30s and 40s comic strip character, like noir.
Yeah, it's
fucking like comic thing than he is anything else. So
Blade,
like, I could see
the vampires. Like, if you took all just the vampires out, he's kind of Blade. Like,
no, so like that's why I'm like, I think that they've taken this character very seriously, and obviously they've had their fun. Not to say that all these movies are 100% serious movies. No, they have some funny fucking bits where it's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But that's why ultimately I think that if you want to end it, you should end it. This should be it. But if you are going to do something fucking wacky. Do something crazy. And that's why I think the hell idea is the best idea.
I do like that. That is very fun, and honestly just should be done now that it's out there. It exists. If it hasn't been thought of, you're welcome. Who's the studio? Universal? No? I don't know. Whoever makes these, Colton just gave you your free idea to make however much money you want. Honestly, that might make more money. To be, I don't know if that'd be more polarizing or just more attractive to the mass public.
It would almost certainly be. I like just like any fucking movie. It would have detractors, and it would have people who were like, "Fuck yeah, this is stupid. I love it." You know, like it's that sort of thing. You know, like fucking put John Wick in a fucking Godzilla movie. I don't know, just do it. I don't know.
I can't. But I'm looking at my favorites. I had Shimazu versus Kane or the tracker getting stabbed in the hand. Like, I have to go with the end, like the last duel. Like, it's just it's kind of like
the Western, like the neo-Western twang it has. That fucking music that plays during that scene is fucking incredible.
Just the church they are in front of, the nice setting, the sunset that is coming up, you know. Just all the formalities that are taking place, the case that the pistols are in, the one little bullet and per thing that's handed them to him. You know, everything about the whole scene is cool. 30 paces and John takes that one step to the right. You know, I didn't notice that on first watch, but they take their 30 paces and then John kind of like right before they're about to fire, he takes one step to the right, and then Marquis kind of looks at oh my god, Kane.
The Harbinger?
Kane. I don't know.
Kane.
I blanked on it. But he looks at Kane like, oh, shit. Like, oh, fuck. Like, that one step, he's a blind man. He doesn't know. Like, he's fucked. Like, it's all fucked or whatever. But was it at all planned beforehand, do you think, like, the way it went down? Or do you think, like, this is on John? Like, you know, John knows he could have killed him at any point. Like, John could have killed him at 30 paces, at 20, or 10. I have that
I think
idea.
this is John's plan. I don't think John does everything in his power throughout this movie to not kill Kane.
Yeah.
There's that point in their first fight when he's trying to stay silent so Kane doesn't know where he is. He could shoot Kane in the head.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess he was
end
out.
the fucking fight.
He was out of bullets in that case.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he was like, he saw another gun and he was going to like reach for it, and that's what made the glass.
I forgot about that. Okay,
but
never mind.
There were moments where he could have killed Kane. Like I'm pretty sure. Like, sure, there were other points.
So I'm of the mind that he doesn't have any desire to kill Kane. The thought occurs to him in this last moment that there's probably going to be an opportunity to, even if it disqualifies him, if as soon as he knows he's dead, like he gets shot in a place that's like, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
I think he shoots the Marquis. I think this just happened to be the cleanest and coolest way it could have happened. Mm-hmm. But I think that there was no matter what, he was shooting that motherfucker. He was going to find a way to kill his ass instead.
Okay, because I guess that's
kind of how I look at it.
Partially on Kane to kind of like not shoot John in the head. You know, John dies, it's still a win for him. You know, at the end of the day, like I don't think John cares what happens to him or anyone at this point. But as far as everyone else, the story, like, it wraps perfectly up this way. You know, because like I didn't know if there was coordination. It seems that it was mainly on John and kind of like,
oh yeah,
that he was even positioning. Maybe that's why he took the step to the right, to position himself to get hit in a spot where he knew it would not be fatal, but enough to sell the act he was putting on or something, you know. Who knows? But man, what a way to... God damn, that ending was so good. And they literally had to put the line in that, like the tracker.
As your sponsor, I would like to claim your coup de grace. Yeah. You know,
fuck you, bud. Look at oh my god, whenever that...
You arrogant asshole.
Oh, man.
He didn't shoot. Yeah, no, it's fucking hype.
Doink. Oh, man, that was...
Consequences.
Chef's kiss. And the tracker had to even say, you know, they... Like, that was fucking cool. You know, drinking a beer. Gave his dog some beer, too.
He goes,
you know, like, yeah, like...
Shit. You know, like, he was just kind of like, damn, that was dope. You know, like,
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
God, I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, I had to go with that for my scene. I couldn't, in good conscience, pick anything else.
Yeah, I went with it for coolest kill. I had to go with it for coolest kill. It's just... It is the coolest kill. Not literally, but just, like...
Yeah.
In terms of story impact...
There's not one that
there hasn't been a cooler kill in the entire franchise. Like, that's how cool of a kill it is.
Damn. Yeah,
it's just
the ones I have, like, I don't even feel good about any of them now. Like, there's a point blank arrow kill that Akira does, which just a point blank arrow execution. it's just like a gun. It's cleaner. I don't know. Like it just feels like that's how you should execute someone with a gun. You don't execute someone point blank with an arrow. I don't know. Like it's just not. You don't do it. So it just feels.
That's like showing off.
Yeah. It's kind of
the part where she like shoots a dude in the knee and he's like pinned against a wall, and then John shoots him in the head. Fucking dope. Love that.
That was sick. Let's see. There was double knives on Big Man. What does that mean? Oh, and climbing up.
Yeah,
yes, that was insane. And then I have shoot an ankle under car to make them fall, and then a headshot to execute them.
Dude, that sequence Arc de Triomphe is fucking beautiful. They're just showing off VFX wise. They're not there. There's hardly any cars. They're just having a good fucking time out there, bro.
When you told me that, I just couldn't believe it.
It's literally not possible for this fact to be disputable. No character has ever been hit by a car more often than John Wick.
How many? Damn.
Like, we're talking in the 4 fucking movies. I'm going minimum he got hit by a car 25 times.
That's probably right. I mean, maybe more. Like, the amount of windshields this dude is just broken, and the amount of people he has hit with a car as well. That's less. He's been hit by a car more than we've seen him.
Oh, yes, certainly.
With cars.
There's a part, I think it's in the 3rd movie. It might be in this one. Where someone runs him over, he rolls into the street, another car comes at him, hits him, he rolls over, and then another car fucking hits him.
I think
and
there
he rolls
a 3, three in a row. Just a bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Yaz getting hit by cars, get any kill. Like, they have their things that they love to do, and that they, why not? You know?
Dogs, we got a new dog. We got the tracker and his dog, of course. That was a huge one.
Gotta keep the dog.
You know, nuts. Loved that part.
Very strategic. It just makes sense. It makes sense that it carried through both dogs. And was it 2 and 4, or is that 3 and 4? That's 3 and 4. No, kind of getting them mixed up.
What
now.
are you talking about?
Halle Berry and her dogs.
That's 3. That's
okay.
3.
3 and 4. Yeah, kept the dogs. Go for the nuts. It's just strategic. And that was another satisfying kill. This
Cheaty.
Yeah, Cheaty. Wow, that's his name? That's not what I would expect at all. Bruno.
You hurt my dog.
Yeah. I don't know. Cheaty. That's interesting. I just wouldn't. But yeah, no, that's nuts. You hit my dog. Or yeah, you bang. Just, that's all. That's, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And I love the whole sequence on the stairs there whenever Kane and John reach the top of the stairs and Cheaty's like he puts a gun at Kane and Kane's like, you can't kill me. And he's like, no, but I can kill him. And Kane stops him. Like, that's like the respect that Kane and John have between, like, for one another is just so fucking cool. And I love that, like, in their first, you know, when they sit next to each other, he's like, family. You know, like because Shimazu and Kane have a similar conversation, and then John and Kane have the same conversation where he's like, daughter, yep. You know, like they're like, yep, that's it. And he's like, all right, I get it, you know, and it's, I'll do what I have 100%. To, you know?
Yeah, they all get each other. Their life is very simple, even though it seems complicated to us. They have rules, you know, that they go
That's
by.
What separates them from the animals.
Yeah, but no, the line from that scene, the end scene as well, between John and Kane, those who cling to death live, and those who cling to life die. I thought that was, damn. And that's what made me seem it was somewhat planned. Maybe this is 10 steps away. They knew someone's going here, you know, like this is the end. I don't know. But like kind of, they walk up on the steps, you know, they could have that we like to do it in Game of Thrones, the prep talk, you know, right before the big event happens. They're coming up on the steps and they're like, hey, all right, this is what we're going to fucking do. You're going to shoot me twice, and then I'm going to come back up, shoot the Marquis in the head, boom, and we'll have this badass line.
Let's think about let's think about who those lines apply to, though. Like, those who cling to life die, and those who cling to death live.
To the Marquis, who's clinging, like, I guess he's clinging. Well,
both of them apply to John. The only way he can live is in death, and he's been clinging to life to remember his Helen, so he's going to die. Like, there's there's a fascinating. I kind of look at it as both of them apply to John, and it's kind of, I don't think it's planned beforehand, but it is kind of a letting him know, like, fucking get me here, you know, like shoot me, you know, like it's
okay.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Those who
because
cling
when
to
it comes
death
to those who cling to
live.
death live, that's the one that I can't really explain away for anybody but John.
I think that one's directed at the Marquis, to me at least, is that in, like, he is clinging to, like, he is killing it, and fine with it. He's a killer. You'll live, but you're not living. You know, like, you're clinging to death, but you'll continue on because you are survival of the fittest, whatever. You know, you will continue on, but will you continue on how you want to is how I was viewing. I don't know the first one.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, no, I looked at it as John talking about clinging to his wife's death and how trying to remember her is what's caused him to live at all. But those who cling to life, as he has been doing, die.
I kind of like that a little more, actually. Yeah, like those who are just so focused on life and like, I guess, and not
living
everything. Yeah, the whole everything, the bigger part of it. Okay, I see now. I like that. I already chose it as my line before, but I like it even more now.
Yeah, no, it's and I mean, like, there's it's just cool too. It's just a cool thing to say. That's also that. You know, it's just dope.
It is badass. Could have been.
I mean, dueling pistols at sunrise in front of the Sacré-Cœur, overlooking this. You know, like, whenever Winston's like, you know, take a look. You know, you might not get another sunrise, bro. Like, check this shit out. Take it in. Those who cling to life die. You know, live a little. Look at this shit. Think about it. You know, like, this is the beauty of the world. Have some fun out there. You arrogant asshole. He didn't shoot. I do love
the little
Winston
distractions. The distractions that are made. You know, that one. There's that distraction, obviously, for the end to kill Kane. Causes a distraction to Chidi to not kill John on the stairs. There's always, like, these little things that always happen. I don't know. It's just so John Wick. They're just John Wick things that happen that don't happen in any other movie, and that's what makes it so cool. Is the world they've built. It's like there are these rules, but they're like, I know we always come back to that. They are animals. It doesn't matter that they have these rules, but the rules is what makes it so cool and movie cool. Not
the rituals and the traditions and the old ways. The fucking, like, cards they flip at where they're trying to decide how they're gonna duel. And he's like, you know,
what
Marquis
were the other
is like
options?
sunrise.
Yeah, what are the other options that we didn't get? You know, what are the other weapons you can use? Is it anything, or are there just on these cards that you have to pick from? Or...
The cards are just numbers.
Yeah, I was
the
confused.
Cards, whoever flipped the highest number is who got to choose. So,
because I'm like, how are they actually choosing right now? I'm like, it just
whoever flips the highest number gets the choice. So the Marquis goes sunrise, and it's the higher number, and then John goes now, and it's lower, and then they're like, all right, weapon of choice. He's like, what's he say? Swords? Is that what Bill Skarsgård wants to do? Or was it
blades,
swords
maybe,
or was it
or,
blades?
I think,
And then he's like, pistols. And then he flips the higher card, and then they do a location where I think John wins that. I think he picks the Sacré-Cœur.
Yeah, he does. I think he picked the Eiffel
I can't remember
Tower.
where. Okay,
maybe.
gotcha.
Somewhere in France. It was somewhere in France.
Yeah, it had to be.
I believe.
But
Oh, okay, that's right, man. But what a way to end that movie. I mean, end maybe the franchise like that. It's. I'm so satisfied. Like I don't know. This 1 and 4. 1 and 4 are the best to me, but this one is.
Mm-hmm.
It has it all. Like one has a more focused story, and the story's neater, I guess. This is better.
I will also say I don't think Keanu Reeves does as good in any of the last 3 movies as he does in the first one. He's a special kind of good in John Wick 1. Not to say that he's bad in any other 2, and I think this is his second best performance behind John Wick 1. It's just interesting to watch that evolution of a character over the course of months. It's not long. And
true.
The fact that it's by the end of this movie, he's just so fucking tired. Every line delivery he has is just so, Whenever the elder's like, you came all this way for nothing, and he goes, yeah, and then he stands up, but not really. Yeah.
Goddamn, Keanu, take your rest.
And the fucking the way he kills the elder, that was such a tone setter. Whenever he goes. Yeah. But not really, and he just he does it really fucking fast, and he pulls the trigger as soon as his hand's in position, and he shoots him twice. It's just dude's so fucking cold with it. So I love the John Wick franchise. I love John Wick 4, and I love Keanu Reeves, and this was just such a fun focus to have for a couple weeks here on the John Wick franchise, and just such a fun way to kick off the action movies galore. I'm so fucking excited to breeze through these next month of movies or so. But any last thoughts on John Wick 4 here?
I don't think so. I think we have covered it all. At least all the favorites have been said.
I mean, it's a big movie. There's a lot here.
It's true. To cover everything in this movie would take multiple podcasts, I think. But Biggie. all the big parts, I think we got. Yeah.
The essentials. But then with that, we will go ahead and do the plugs ahead of the rating. If you would, head to patreon.com/PennyBloomPod, where you'll find over 50 hours of exclusive content, all sorts of book reviews, comic book reviews, movie reviews, and the like. This pod doesn't come out till May 1st, but if you were on the Patreon, you could have gotten access to it mid-April. It would have been there for you. April 10th, April 11th. It would have been there for you. So you should have been over there. You would have already heard it. You would have heard all the John Wick stuff weeks in advance. And chances are there's a bunch of action movie shit already over there too that you can go check out. We haven't even recorded that yet, and it's over there. Guarantee it. Patreon.com/PennyBloomPod for $1.50 a month. You can support this podcast financially, which is huge because it costs me money, and I don't make any off of it unless it's over there. Head to Twitter, follow @PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram and TikTok @PennyBloomPodcast. Follow or subscribe and watch on YouTube. You can go ahead and throw us a like, throw us a comment, talk to us a little bit, and leave a 5-star rate and review wherever you might be listening. And download. New month. New slate, fucking give it to us, baby. Give us some downloads. We'd appreciate it greatly. May is going to be a good month. Historically, a pretty good month for us every year. May does pretty well. So I'm looking forward to it. With that, let's go ahead and rate this bad boy. One of my favorites, probably my favorite in the franchise. What is the highest we've given a movie so far?
9.25 for enjoyment. You just mean overall or enjoyment?
No, I meant enjoyment. Sorry.
9.25, and that was
first.
2. We gave 1 and 9, 2 and 9.25.
2 was more enjoyable. 2 is generally considered. That's the one that's typically viewed as the. If it's not 4, it's 2 is typically.
Oh, maybe
the
that's
idea.
what I meant. Because now that I'm looking at my favorites for 2, it's a lot of what I. 1 is not the Bowery King and all of any of that. Yeah, it is just.
No, 2 is just his dog dies. He hunts Alfie Allen.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. 2. Now I'm.
1 also has I'm thinking I'm back, which is enough to propel it to 2 in the franchise for me. But No, I mean 2 is Italy and the Bowery King's introduction and
Okay.
Common and all that. It's 2 is
Okay.
special. 2 is a very good movie. He kills the dude in the lounge at the Continental. What have you done? Like it's
needless to say, the floor is 925.
I'm going 9.5 on this one. It's so much fun. There's a certain degree of emotional resonance, more than any of the other movies, I will certainly say. Which isn't a ton, but enough, It's enough to get you there. And I adore it, man. I adore this movie. So 9.5, like
it wasn't
when we did our top 100, this was the movie that was in the top 100 last year. This is the one that I put in there. So like I love me some John Wick 4.
Yeah. Off the first viewing, I might have been like, God damn, this is a 10. Like, holy shit, what did I just see? And then
we watched Monkey Man.
That is true. I saw that movie, but important. And not to say this isn't important. We have, a lot of good work went into this. It's art. It's for a different purpose. Something different whenever, I don't know, it affects real world things. But here, when we're disconnected from the real world and we're in continental world, guess it could be real, but I've not gotten there yet. I'm having a blast.
No, yeah, dude, it's a great.
But
time.
I think 9.5. I think I like that for enjoying.
And it's probably the best critically of the franchise. I mean,
it looks the best. They're showing off every action sequence they can. Like the action has only gotten better. The story is more complex it's way better than 3. That's for sure.
The supporting cast. Oh yeah, 3 is far and away the worst. But the supporting cast is much more interesting in terms of story. Not only just in story, but in actors. I mean, I love Halle Berry. I love Jerome Flynn. I love Alfie Allen. I love Common. But they're not Hiroyuki Sanada, Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård, Clancy Brown. Like they're just not that. Like this movie was like, okay, this is the 4th John Wick movie. What action superstars want to be in it? Like it's That's kind of what happened here. So I mean, I love it. I do. So I mean, and it's good, man. It's well done. It's extremely well done. Definitely one of my favorite looking movies of 2023. One of my favorite looking movies ever. Really, I mean, it's my favorite shot was besides the coolest action sequence you've ever seen, was the one where Keanu's at the Osaka Continental and he's looking at that beautiful pink flower tree and the red lights are glowing behind him and he's trimmed by like just gorgeous shit, man.
God damn,
just staring like it's pretty. It's a pretty fucking movie. So like, I mean, I'm confident that this is 8.75.
Yeah, I mean 8.25 is the highest we've given any John Wick critically, which was 2. Went from an 8
I'm like
from
8,
1 to an 8.25, and I think it's not just that bump up. I mean, it does deserve that
better.
next little up, but a 9 might be too high. A 9 out like that's I don't know. I guess what other? It's like a 9 out of 10 critically. That's Darjeeling. Is 9. French Dispatch, Prestige, Tenet, Lady Bird.
Yeah, 8.75.
Okay.
9 doesn't feel terrible, but 8.75 feels more comfortable.
And it averages it out to a 9 overall. So there we go. No 9 critically, but a 9 overall, flat, which is the king of the franchise. It goes 4, 2, 1, and 3. Which I think I'd agree with. That's how I see them. 1 and 2
That's
are
kind of how I see them as well.
Kind of, it can go either way depending on how I feel.
Yeah, 3 is comfortably last, and 4 is comfortably first. That's how I feel.
Yeah. If I want to put on a background movie and not have to think anything at all, I mean, maybe 4 is even better for that, but 3 would be that movie. If I want just an overall the best movie, I'm going to put on 4. But if I'm starting the franchise, I'm not going to be pissed with 1 and 2. Like I'm never going to go wrong with John Wick.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean these movies they're electric, man. They're so much fun, and I I have such a great time with them, and I love Keanu Reeves. So I'm glad that we finally covered our 4 of our last 5 Keanu Reeves movies. You know, we only did The Matrix prior to this, and that was like almost 2 years ago. So it's nice to have gotten to this point. But man, this was the unofficial beginning to a wonderful project we've got in store. We're doing Action Movies Galore, and let me go ahead and actually officially get you the exact run of that project. Next Monday, we will be covering Akira, little John Wick 4 connection there. This is the anime movie from the 80s, so very excited to cover it for the first time. That's May 6th. May 10th will bring us Die Hard, classic American action, Bruce Willis. On the 13th, we have Hard Boiled, directed by John Woo, one of the greatest action directors of all time. On the 17th, we have The Raid, 2011. I've heard just insanely good things about it, so excited for that. On the 20th, we have Sicario, directed by Denis Villeneuve. And then on the 24th, we have RRR, another epic action film, kind of the only one I would put aside John Wick 4 in terms of epicness. Then the 27th, we have Mad Max Fury Road, and that'll all culminate on the 31st, the last day of May, where we will be doing our top 10 favorite action flicks of all time. Me and Joe will each be giving our top 10 action flicks of all time, and I've been doing a lot of extracurricular activity, a lot of stuff that we are not covering. I've been just binging action movies lately, and it's been a lot of fucking fun. I cannot wait to get to that top 10. It will be so fucking hard to pick 10.
That's always the hard
But yeah,
part.
so that's the action movies for May. If you're coming back on Wednesdays typically movie day. We are also going to be doing our next actor spotlight over the next several Wednesdays, and that will consist of Anya Taylor-Joy starring in Emma, and then The Last Night in Soho, and then The Menu, all culminating in Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. And it ties in with, the action movie project perfectly, coming straight after the Fury Road. Look how we do it. Look how we do it.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So if you're anticipating Furiosa, there's no better podcast to be at than the Penny Bloom podcast. We're doing a month worth of content in anticipation of Furiosa. You need to be here for it. And then this Friday, if you're a Star Wars fan, we will be covering the conclusion, the finale of The Bad Batch, which came out today. So if you watched that, come back this Friday. We have that for you. Can't wait for you to hear it. But yeah, with that, I was Colton Robertson, and I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.